and the experience that awareness is aware of, and that there's no middle ground. There's no actual person in between the experience and awareness. The more clearly you can see that, that's how you induce a natural ego death. Welcome everybody to how to dissolve the separate sense of self, the ego, into pure awareness. So this is going to be a really cool video where I'm going to briefly touch on how you can have a natural ego death by focusing on your awareness. Now, awareness itself doesn't have a personal sense of self. Awareness just experiences this moment in time and experiences you, experiences the sense of being a person. But that is not real. It's just an experience that is happening, appearing to you as awareness. So it's possible to relax into awareness and check and see, is there actually a self in awareness? Is there actually a self anywhere to be found in this field of open, wide awake consciousness that is experiencing this moment now, that is hearing my voice? Is there actually a self in that? Or is there just this field of awareness that is experiencing my voice? This is what you will explore, and in order to realize that there is no ego. The ego isn't actually real. You're not that, because the ego comes and goes. At one time it did not exist. And at another time it will also not exist. But right now it seems to exist. And also, the very fact that you can be aware of yourself as a person kind of proves that you're not that person. Because you can be aware of it. If you were that, if you were this, you would not be able to know anything about it. Just like you can't really know what awareness looks like because you are awareness. But a person, you know what you look like, you know what you sound like, maybe. You know lots of things about the person, which means that you're not the person. The person is just a collection of things, stories, your body, your mind. That's all part of the personal identity. But then there's the real you, which is what's aware of all that. Kind of like in the background, there's this background awareness that's experiencing everything all the time. And it's always aware, even when you, as a personal self, are not aware of it. So you can be totally, let's say you're at a party and you're totally drunk and you're not self-aware at all. That greater awareness is still fully present. It's still fully aware of that experience. It never loses awareness. Awareness never loses awareness. It's just pure. It's just there. And it's always there. And right now, it's hearing my voice, it's seeing this video, and hopefully it's still watching this video. Hopefully it hasn't lost interest by now, but basically all you have to do is look directly into your experience of awareness as being awareness. So you're the awareness right now that is experiencing this sense of being a person, right? You feel like you're a person, you feel like you have a body, or you are the body, and this is where you are. But what if you just look more closely into your direct experience without imagining that there's a person anywhere? So let me put it this way. There's your experience, and then there's the awareness that is experiencing that. There's the awareness that is aware of the experience. But in your experience, you're imagining that there's a person, a separate person, a little me, that's somewhere in between this background awareness and the experience that's happening. And this sense of being a person is what's felt to be having the experience. But what's actually happening is there's this greater awareness in the background that is actually aware of this imaginary personal structure that you've made with the mind, and this background awareness is also experiencing the whole experience. So the person isn't really real. It's a fabrication. So you don't really exist as you think you are right now. I hope that was easy to understand. Probably wasn't that easy. So just imagine that there's only awareness. There's only awareness. And now there's awareness plus an experience happening, which is your direct experience right now. If you check in right now and you don't imagine anything, all you can say is there's awareness and there's something happening. Something that awareness is aware of. That's all you can really say about your direct experience. And the more that you rest in that state of noticing that there's only this awareness and the experience that awareness is aware of, and that there's no middle ground, there's no actual person in between the experience and awareness, the more clearly you can see that. That's how you induce a natural ego death without having to take anything. You're just being completely sober, and you're just meditating on the fact that all there is to this experience is awareness and the experience that awareness is aware of. And then it can actually feel like you disappear. It can literally feel like you disappear out of existence, but not really, because there's still this awareness here. And that is actually who you are. You're not this person. You're not this body. You're actually this background awareness that's always aware. And it's always aware whether you're aware of it or not. And that's the real you. And the real you is not a person. The real you has no problems, has no fear, has no anxiety, has no trauma. It has none of that. It's just always purely aware. And in the foreground, there's always stuff going on, usually. Always something going on, but just keep it simple. There's awareness in the background, and then there's experience in the foreground. And just focus on that simple equation. And notice how nowhere in that equation is there actually a personal self. Not really. I'm not saying that you have to get rid of a personal sense of self. I'm just saying if you want to do a natural ego death experience without taking any psychedelics or drugs or anything, then this would be a very powerful and potent way to go about doing that. So I hope you guys really enjoy that, and let me know if you have any trippy experiences. If you want a guided meditation on this idea, on this concept, check out the video right up there. That's the guided meditation for how to have a natural ego death. So enjoy that video, and or save it for another time if you want, and make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in another video. And I also don't exist. Haha.